Okay, now, so you understand how spontaneous Qigong would creating those funny movements relating to our visceral energies. Okay, so that's how I put the two and two together, right? Yeah, as a clinical case study, and we used to make diagnosis. So when I observe this particular movement coming out, and then obviously I can go back to the traditional one, right, of how to make the Mong Man Man Qi, we call it, yeah, the traditional Chinese diagnosis in the Waidan, in external medicine methods. And then I can confirm that, yes, the problem, of the patient is the heart or the lung, whatever, because that is more accurate. Because if I make diagnosis on the patients, right, I might make a mistake. I'm depending on the experience, isn't it? So I'm only a human. If I make a mistake in making diagnosis, okay, the entire treatment would be a failure, isn't it? So from all of us, the Waidan or the Naidan Taoist physicians or Chinese doctor, whatever name you call it, okay, yeah, we don't have that kind of luxury of the Western medicine physicians or the doctor, okay. They can take the blood out, right, and then send it to a multi-million-pound worth of laboratory for a very, very, very detailed, very good, analysis. Maybe then after a week, they come back and they call back. Of course, this kind of, diagnosis is very good because, it's very accurate, but we don't have that luxury. We just have to make a diagnosis there and then within that 5 or 10 minutes when the patient's sitting in front of us. And that's where very, very difficult make it. We don't have the luxury of the multi-million-pound laboratory behind us. Okay, we just have to rely on what we learn, right? 1,000 years old of techniques we learn. And then from myself as a internal Taoist medicine physician, I can also, shall we say, trigger those ligaments. You saw the ligaments. So they actually go into spontaneous reaction, and through that, the 5 animals, and it can confirm to me, yes, you got problem of the lung, you got problem with the spleen, all right, you got problem with the excretory system, like the bear coming out. Because why? It's a lot better than me making diagnosis. I may be wrong. The reaction is actually coming up from the patient themselves. Their body is telling me a direct and accurate, okay, shall we say, diagnosis. So this is very, very important, very, very important. And then finally, obviously, when I'm there, right, now everybody can do it, okay, and that's first I say everybody can emit energy. Some people actually born with it, very sensitive. I wasn't born with it, okay, yeah. But a lot of the time, because these weird things happen and people do not understand it, it's always been pushed behind spiritualism and religious things. And it's very frightening. If you see some of the emotional outbursts, okay, it really looks like some devils coming out of it. The first time I saw, my first time experience when one of my patients gone into this, I'm telling you, I really freaked me out. There was a spotlight right out there, and he was screaming and shouting, and he moved into this spotlight. And actually, that reminds me of the old film. Remember when I was young, there was this film called Exorcist, right? The Exorcist. And he was like that, screaming, and the spotlight moved right in front of him. Like I said, oh my God, what have I done? And I thought a blinking devil's coming out from him because I was ignorant. I can do it, but then I don't know what happened. And that's why in my old age of 53 years old, I went back to Shandong University to study. And then I finally find a lot of registration. So then I realized this is what happened. It's a spasm of the human body. There's no spirit. Okay, yeah. But like I said, you prefer the spirit side, that's fine. You come to the wrong teachers. I'm a teacher of human science, okay? Now put it right in front of you. Why all this weird thing happened, okay, yeah? So now, when I was there, obviously I can treat, right? We can help the patients for cell healing, okay, yeah? But when I'm not there, we have to teach them the methodology. So let them induce, right, the natural body medicine on his own when he needed it. Okay, yeah. So that's why we have the Gongfa, the methodology side for all this exercise. So, right, can we run the film, please? And we can wrap it up. Sorry, it's a bit rushed, you know, I can't say too much on 1 hour. So I just have to sometime pull things out. And we formulate into a lecture, okay?
刚才呢提出的问题，我可以做一个解答。这个不分主流和次主，和非主流，关键你需要不需要。
Okay, right. So time flies, isn't it? So nearly finished. So therefore, I will only say to you now, visceral energy with all the organs is so important to study. All right, yeah. And then from this study, we understand how the meridian work, and then also how with this visceral, we know how the ligaments work, right? Yeah. So the meridians, all the meridian going through, and all the energy point going through this ligament muscle ligaments. And then because when the spontaneous come in here, it trigger all the really weird stuff happening. So there's no spirit here. Okay. Yeah. It's all humans, just human reaction. Okay. And then after the spontaneous, the therapy, we have to teach the patients the methodology so they can work understanding it, and then they can induce natural body medicine, right, at their own time when we are not around. Okay, because we cannot stay with the patients forever. True. So all right, you go to Western medicine, that's fine, you give them some tablet, go home. Yeah. 1 hour, every 3 hours you take a couple of medicine, then they give you plenty of supply so they go away, but we don't give medicine. So we teach what exercise, what you're doing, how you trigger the thing. So it's a medical science. Okay. So now if people still want to argue, that's fair enough. I might make a mistake because, like I said, it's 5,000 years of knowledge here. Okay. Yeah. Although I've done a lot of homework. Okay. I've done plenty of homework. Okay. So if you say I'm a con artist, okay, yeah. If you say, oh, all my stuff, all my research are rubbish, fine. I am not angry or whatever. In fact, I want to thank you to point out that I'm wrong. If I am wrong, so if you please tell me where I go wrong. Okay, so let's see your homework. So if you can't even give me your homework, you're telling me I'm wrong. Now, that's a joke, isn't it? Okay, so good. Thank you so much for coming, right? Yeah, so there's so much for us to learn, and I hope I can put some more jigsaw puzzle before you. Okay, everybody can do it. Okay, yeah, it's just a matter of we look at it from a medical science, medical point of view. Thank you. I'm Dr. Waikile.
Professor, we still have one video footage.
Don't worry now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So the time now. Any question, please, so we can cut it now. If anybody.